Hello everyone, hope everybody's doing great today. This video finds you in high spirits, and appreciate the one or two to be watching this video. I hope you enjoy it. And before we get into this, I like to say a couple of days ago I really had a fight with my razor blade as I was shaving. I cut myself not once, not twice, not 3 times, but 4 times all in one session. I never done that before. I cut myself here and here and here and maybe somewhere else. There's one more other place, but I think it's healed. It was a couple days ago. I mean, I've never cut myself 4 times. Have you guys, if you are old enough to shave, have you ever cut yourself 4 times at one shaving session? Like I did. I know it's a world record for me. Well, yeah, for me it's a personal record. I don't know if it's a world record, but it was a personal record for me. Bled a lot, I used the toilet paper, put some band-aids on there. Good thing I'd shave at nighttime, the way I slept, and I didn't walk around with band-aids over my face, but I do have like the scars to prove that I cut myself at least twice, but there's a couple of minor ones that I cut myself 4 times. It's kind of embarrassing, I'm walking around the house with cuts on myself because I can't shave very well. So hey, the reason I bring that up has nothing to do with the show I'm about to talk about, but have you ever cut yourselves 4 times? What's the most times you cut yourself shaving? Leave the comments in this session. And this just goes for the women too. I know you ladies like to shave the legs. How many times have you cut yourself shaving your leg? Don't say you've never done it, because I see girls out there, women out there with skirts, and you got a little band-aid by the ankle. Unless a little chihuahua bit you there, I'm pretty sure you probably nicked yourself with a razor blade. So am I holding the world record for the amount of times I've cut myself in a session shaving? Let me know. I would really like to know. Anyway, so let's get into the show about we're at the halfway mark of The Real Has Come. We're at the halfway mark of this. So this is gonna be like a discussion. We'll have some spoilers in this. So if you haven't seen anything at all, might not want to watch this, but if you don't care, you're just interested in knowing what the show is about, and you don't care about hearing some spoilers, you go ahead and watch this. Like I said, we're only halfway through this, so whatever spoilers I got, I ain't going to talk about, won't affect the end of the show. So if you don't know what The Real Has Come is about, very short, terrible explanation for this show I'm about to give you. Is it's basically about a guy who doesn't want to get married, and his family's kind of pressuring him to marriage. I'm not going to get into details why, but they picked this girl out. He doesn't want to marry this girl, so he befriends another woman who happens to be pregnant at the time with another guy's baby who she caught cheating on him, and they broke up. He wants her to get an abortion. Her whole family wants her to get an abortion, but she doesn't want to get an abortion. There's a long story to that too. I'll skip all that good stuff. You can watch it. So they kind of make a pact together that he would marry her, so she wouldn't have to get all these. Everybody would encourage her to get an abortion, and she married him, so he would have to marry a girl he didn't want to marry. And so it's kind of like a contractual marriage type of thing. That's their formless relationship. Together, and so it's kind of like that kind of show. He belongs to a family that has like a lot of money. They're very wealthy. He's kind of like the black sheep because his mother, he has a different father than the rest of the children. Actually, his father married his mother, who's not the mother of any of the children. Anyways, that's basically what this is about in a nutshell. Like I said, it was a terrible explanation, but that's what's really going on at the beginning of this. Now we're at the midway point. Our leading couple, they're finally in love, but we got their exes trying to break them apart, trying to tell everybody that her child isn't really her child, like the baby's not really the baby of the child of our male lead. And so you got that going on. We're like 30 episodes into this, and the first 30 episodes has basically been about that storyline, which is that's the major storyline, which is kind of getting redundant at this point. At least for like the last 15 to 20 episodes are teaming up to try to tear our leading couple apart. That's storyline for me, that's the main one. I don't really like it very much. It's kind of getting boring. I like all the other side plots going on though. Like the youngest daughter of the rich family, you know, she's meeting up with our female lead's brother. He has a daughter, so they got that. They're really close together. They got that relationship forming. I like that storyline a lot. I like the chemistry that's going on between them. But I really like is that all these relationships I'm about to talk about, nobody knows that they're related, how they're related to each other. Like the brother has no idea, the female lead's brother has no idea that he is starting to see the male lead's youngest half sister, and vice versa. So kind of interesting what's going to be the reaction when those two find out. And then our bad girl, our antagonist leading woman here, her father is starting, I think he's starting to get some feelings for our female lead's mother, but they don't know that they're connected that way, and vice versa. And so that's one thing, like how these relationships are forming, and the idea that they are clueless that they all are connected in some way. Kind of interesting. The whole thing about the antagonist, the woman, the bad girl's father, starting to get feelings for our mean lady's mother. That's kind of interesting storyline because he divorced his wife because of the bad girl wanted them to get divorced, because she's trying to make it this sob story to gain empathy from our male lead's family. So she forced them to get a divorce, even though the father didn't want to get divorced. But her mother is such a gold digger and really wants that relationship to happen that she kind of forced her way to get a divorce. And now she's starting to regret it a little bit as she sees her husband starting to grow closer to another woman, type of thing. So one of the themes of this story is that there's different types of families that can form. So we kind of see with the younger brother and the youngest stepsister that he has a daughter from from another woman who I believe she died. If I remember, that's a piece of information that was delivered somewhere. And so we kind of got, that kind of relationship together with our other half brother and his marriage. They're unable to conceive. So they're thinking about getting a surrogate, somebody else's sperm donor, so they can have a child. So you got that kind of family that's going to be forming probably by the end of the episode. And it looks like there's somebody plotting to get our female lead's uncle to be that donor. So that's how they're going to be connected. So that's going to be very interesting to see when all that truth comes out. And then we have another half sister from the male lead side, and her husband are having a difficulty with their marriage right now, basically because of pride. A lot of pride in this one. But they was going to get a divorce, but then they found out that she's pregnant, so now they're just trying to stay together and be parents just for the child's sake. And so you get that kind of family going on, dynamic. So it's really about, this show, The Real Has Come, is just about different family structures that you could see in life and how they would work, and the prejudices that you have with these. Of course, this is a Korean show, but this is also can apply in any culture. Even here in America, I believe that would also be some stereotypes, and some people would probably frown upon it and stuff like that. Just by watching the news, you would get that aspect of it. The only one we don't really have of a family structure is adoption. We don't have that going on, but we see these other uncharacteristic kind of family structures happening. So some of the characters, like when you first watch this, the grandmother absolutely hated her, but she's coming more likable as the series has gone along. Kind of like her relationship now with our female lead. They kind of get this bond going, and kind of like how at the beginning everybody kind of hated each other a little bit, but as the series goes, you see everybody kind of growing toward each other and becoming more likable. Except for our two main villains, the guy and the girl, they're really despicable, and nobody doesn't really like them. But you know, they're the only ones that you just don't really like. But everybody else, you can like them one moment and then hate them the next. Like the half brother, the oldest half brother and his wife. Like, I like him as a couple, but as an individual in the business world and outside of his family, you know, he's not really a good guy at all. I can't stand him. But I like how the way he treats his wife and how they are together. I like that a lot. I think that's really good about this show. The acting in this is kind of off balance. It's not like one actor is always great. It's that all the actors will be great in one scene, and then the next scene they can be like really bad. So I don't know. It's so uneven, the acting in this show. I have to say this is probably the director's fault because of the unevenness. If I have to place blame on the acting, I have to be on the director, I think. Because one moment, like I said, people are giving like great performances. The next moment, it's really cringe aspect. But at the halfway mark, I'm enjoying it. I'm getting through it. It wasn't what I thought it would be like. I don't really like how it's hanging on. These that are two main villains are just that storyline. Them trying to break up our main couple. It's dragging on for me. I'm hoping that from here on out it'll kind of end because even though the show is called The Real Has Come, if you don't know, the real was the name they gave the fetus. But now at the end of our last episode, and we'll find out tonight, I'm doing this on a Saturday, the day before, hours before the next episode comes on, it looks like our leading lady might have had a miscarriage. So I don't know why you would title The Real Has Come when the real died. Alright, so we'll see what's going on with that tonight. The previews, it says she had a miscarriage. We'll see if that's false or real or not. And then we'll see where the series goes from there. I'm kind of hoping that she didn't have a miscarriage, but it's just what it's looking at right this moment. Hey, so if you're still here, you may have passed the first 2 minutes about the shaving thing. Grateful for that. And if you're still here at 12.5 minutes, you're such a trooper. Very grateful. Leave some comments below about, do you cut yourself shaving? If you're just a little kid, I'm pretty sure you never cut yourself shaving, so you don't have to answer that. But if you're watching The Real Has Come, most likely you're an older person. This is that really, if I was a kid, I wouldn't be interested in this at all. Let's just say that. But yeah, leave some comments. What's your feelings about The Real Has Come? Are you enjoying it so far? Right now, I'm kind of mixed. I'm in between. It's not great. It's not terrible. And the side stories is what's keeping me watching it. Kind of bored of the main couple right now. Because that relationship, I should say, the writers are really all over the place with that thing. I don't know. The writers are got multiple personalities when it comes to that relationship. 1 minute they're lovey-dovey, next minute she's still trying to move out. It's kind of weird. If you've been watching it, you know what I'm talking about. Anyways, thank you for hanging around. Have a great day. Bye.